Hey, this is Chris from Mission Capital, and in today's video, I'm going to show you an awesome way to use the SUMPRODUCT function to aggregate data. So here I've got a detailed list of expenses from a hypothetical company, and what I want to do is group those expenses into buckets so that my financial reporting is easier to follow. So I've taken those buckets and I've got them copied down here. Now, a pretty quick and common solution is to use the SUMIFS function, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to select my sum range, which is here, and then my criteria range, which is over here, and then just match my criteria, which is over here on the left. Tap F4 a couple times to lock that, close this out, and we hit enter there, bring this down with Control D, and then over to the right with Control R. And I can see that works just fine, right? If I look in January, the 35,513 matches the 31,513 that I have here, February, March, and so on. So that works fine. And I will actually use the SUMIFS function often to do grouping analysis like this. But here's where the formula breaks down. Let's say I wanted to change this to start in April. So if I punch in 430, obviously nothing has changed, right? The 35,513 still matches January because I'm using a SUMIFS function to grab the column. So basically I'm opening myself up to risk by with the date headers. So let's put this back to January. I'll show you a different way that you can do this using SUMPRODUCT to make your analysis a little bit more bulletproof. So let me delete these. And now I'm going to type in equals SUMPRODUCT. I can select this entire range, so not just that first column, but everything. I'm going to hit F4 to lock that. And let's just look up here because it's a little bit easier. Then I'm going to do multiply and start a new range. Highlight all the dates. Lock that with F4 and say make it equal to, and now I'm going to use my keyboard. I'm going to hit the up key a little bit. You can't quite see it, but equal to the date that's right here in my header. Tap F4 to lock that row. Close that parenthesis, then multiply again by a new range over here of my category. So I'm going to hit F4 with that, and then that equals my category over here. So tap F4 a couple times, lock that in. So now I'm saying, take a look at the entire range, but multiply it where you see my dates tie out and where my categories tie out. So if I hit enter, and again drag this down with Control D, and then to the right with Control R. Once again, we do tie out for January, February, March, but now the nice thing is if I change this to April, 430, you can see the data moved. So the 34,645 now matches April over here, and that's because we used SUMPRODUCT and it is matching the date along the top. So I do think it uses a little bit more computing power, so I'd say use it at your discretion, but it is a great way to make your analysis a little bit more bulletproof and categorize things according to an axis that goes along vertically as well as one that goes along horizontally. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you found it helpful. I'll see you in the next one.